be available on the call. As these are few of the tips. Just check here. Be available on the cell. So as you have to very much be available on the cell. And if in case you miss any call, you have to call these people back. You have to call them back. Call back. Make sure, be sure that you do not miss the opportunities. Okay, that would be the first thing. Then what are you supposed to talk in this particular call, guys? This particular call will be the, we will not talk about each and every process, interview process. We will talk about some of the general interviews that happens, and we will talk about the mindset, about the attitude that will help you to clear any given interview irrespective of whatever it is. Okay, that is how we will cover. So a few different companies, they follow different interviews, few different companies, they follow different interviews. So but the mindset and the focus kind of thing should be somewhat same. Okay, so we'll talk about, he will give you a call. Okay, then he will take a time, he will check your interest, show that you are willing to work on a project, guys. You are willing to work on a project. Then he will block a time with you. He will just randomly see how much you have worked. So whatever you have updated on your resume, be prepared to talk about somewhat about the same. And then this person, this recruiter, will be aligning your technical round with the accounts team. So that is the first thing. Okay, now the interviews will follow. We will talk about few of the aspects that you have to take into consideration while approaching an interview. Okay, guys, there are some of the aspects, some of the psychological aspects, and some of the physical aspects related to your personality as well. So guys, how it exactly should be, guys, you need to have first of all good confidence. You need to have confidence, then commitment, then confidence, commitment, clarity of thoughts, then communication. What else should you have? Can someone, okay, Subha is saying, yeah, yeah, team player, that is one of the qualities which you require. We will talk about that as well. Okay, then what else? Communication, then approach, sensible approach, then attitude. Guys, these are all the things which are basically required when you are approaching any interview. So there are so many, like, people talk about interview questions, interview answers, and all those things. These are the key points which you should which you should, you're answering, while you're answering, you should showcase these few points, and automatically, irrespective of whatever question it is, you will get selected. Guys, specifically if you are a fresher, not much is expected from you when it comes to technical point of view. You will be given a test, there will be a test, you have to clear that basic test, some basic questions will be there, you have to clear those things. Okay, and once you clear that, there would be a discussion. The companies, they will train you, companies will train you on specific skill sets, and they will then you will have to perform. So not much technical will be will be expected from you, but other things which would be expected from you are confidence. Just first of all, what exactly is the confidence? Is you have to be confident in an interview, because you should make the person who is interviewing you feel that this particular person is really confident. He can confidently execute the given task. He can gel up with the team members. He can talk if required. He can talk with the clients. He can be available on the calls with the clients if required. The daily calls are there, weekly calls are there. So that basic confidence should be there. In order to ensure that you perform the day-to-day task well, and if required, you can gear up to something else as well. Okay, so confidence is one thing. Second thing is that okay, meanwhile, let's also talk about one thing. Yes, for checking the confidence of the people, many companies, they conduct a session known as just a minute session. What exactly is this just a minute session? Interview rounds. Few of the interview rounds. Okay, few of the interview rounds. Guys who are there on YouTube, I suggest you all to make a note of this as well. Okay, and just start practicing it. So JAM session. It's like just a minute session. Just a minute session. Because what exactly is this session? A person, few groups will be made. These things are specifically done when there are different drive schedule, more people are coming in. So this session is generally used to sort the people, to if there are 100 of people available, how many, everyone cannot be interviewed. So this is one of the sessions which is used to sort out the people who are good. So guys, how will you clear this session? The first most important thing is confidence. You have to show some confidence, you have to talk, you have to communicate well. You will be asked to speak for a minute, any topic, whether it would be the topic of your own choice or whether that can be a topic given to you by an interviewer. You will be asked to prepare for it. And guys, just it would be a short discussion, short, not a discussion. You will be talking about that topic for 1 minute. And if in case you speak well, then you will be cleared for another round. Okay. And if in case, guys, if in case you do not clear this particular round, then you will be filtered out and you will not clear the first even round itself. Okay. I was like, once I was in a Deloitte, I was in fact I appeared for an interview there in Deloitte some 6 to 7 years back. I got selected there. So that is what they each and for each and every drive that they were conducting, they were conducting a session. They were using this technique. Many organizations use it. So people were not even able to talk a single sentence about any of the topics, guys. Okay, so you should practice this thing. How you should be confident, how do you should practice this particular thing is that just read as much as you can. Make reading a habit. Make reading a habit. Mm, preparation. Okay, let's make reading a habit. Watch English news. Thus you have to communicate with the people in English. That's because once you start communicate with the people, it's like communication is your problem. If communication is your problem, if you're not able to speak well, if you're not confident because your communication is not so good, then you have to speak with the people around. You have to speak with the people around, and that will give you confidence about whatever it is. You have to speak with the people around. So talk with the people. Talk with the people in English. If English is your problem, or if you don't have confidence as well, talk with the people in English. Okay, speak in front of the mirror, guys. You do this activity daily. Spend some time, read some paragraph, stand in front of a person, in front of a mirror, or speak to someone who is your brother, maybe yourself, one of your close friends. Just see that improvement will automatically come. If you are low in confidence, you will daily see an improvement. Okay. Okay, so you have to be confident, and just a minute session is one of the sessions wherein you will be asked to speak about a topic. So be prepared to much before going in an interview. Just think about one of the topic which you can talk about for a minute. So that is what it would be. Be confident, guys. Be confident. There are two reasons why a person is not confident generally. One is if he is doing anything for the first time, if he is approaching anything for the first time, if he's doing something which he have not done in life, he would be hesitant. He will think about how the interview is going to be, how the interview is going to be. He would be nervous about all these things. So psychologically he would be like, how, and this thing will play in his mind, and when actually appearing for an interview he will not be confident. This thing will make him more nervous. So what you have to do is very simple, guys. There is a simple technique. Whenever you go for an interview, before going to an interview, many people have been applying this. Just think that your interview is going to be a good interview. That's certain. That small gap, that small change in mindset will definitely change things along for you. And second thing is that the person why they are not confident is if they are not prepared well for an interview. That is another reason why people are not confident. So what you have to do is very simple. Before going for an interview, you have to prepare yourself well. You have to prepare yourself for an interview so that uh, you can talk. So that would be again another thing which helps you in getting confident. Guys, now commitment is something another thing. Okay, anything in an interview, any question which is asked, the person will ensure, the interviewer will see that he would try to understand whether the person who is being interviewed, whether he is whether he has commitment to work with the organization. So various questions will be asked, like what are your future plans? Is it that you are trying to go abroad? Is it that you are trying to go abroad for some higher studies, or what exactly it is? Or is it that you have a family business? Why are you not joining that family business? So the basic idea about asking these questions is to see the level of commitment towards a particular technology or towards a particular career that a person is choosing. For an example, someone, you are saying that you have a family business, you will be asked a question, why is it that you are not going to go for that particular business? Then you should be in a position to say that why you are not going to go there. You can talk about your career, you can talk about the liking towards the technology, and you can talk about the building the particular career in the same thing. So that would be somewhat, you can talk about your commitment, how committed you are. Okay, so that is what it would be. Then show them that commitment. And if in case these people, this question is also asked to the people, are you planning for further higher studies? Guys, see, if you are planning for the further higher studies, it means that you are going to be somewhat missing the, you are going to miss the office. You won't be working with long term with them because you have some certain plans. If you are applying for the studies which are somewhat part-time courses, something, tell them. That would help them to that would help you to enhance your skill set, and that would help the company as well, because you will be you would be updating your skill set. That would be a different thing. But if you are going for MS or anything wherein you have to go abroad, then it means that you won't be committed to long term to that particular organization. Then the chances of they hiring you will not be there. So accordingly you have to answer the questions, people. Okay, then clarity of thoughts. Guys, you have to be very clear about what you are talking about. Do not look confused. Do not look confused. The people, when they ask you questions, uh, think about it. Communication, think about it well, and then you reply it, and it should be like you have, your thoughts are clear. For example, if someone is asking you the same question as we just spoke, is it that you are not going to, why are you not going to go for business, why are you not going to go for business, why are you not joining it? So it should not be like, oh, I want to go for my business, but my father is saying, my parents are saying to go for the education because I have learned so much, so I am coming here. But again, I may go for business. This is like a mindset is not clear. You should have a proper mindset. The way we, how we should, you should answer that particular question is, you can express your passion for the skill set, your passion to build your own career, and that gives a sense of clarity. So these, basically these questions will be asked, guys. These questions will be asked, and interviewer will judge you by listening to your questions, by listening to your questions about how committed you are, how confident you are. So these are the few aspects on which you have to think about. Now guys, now let's talk about communication, people. Okay, communication is again a thing. If you are applying for a job wherein you do not have to speak in front of the client, wherein you do not have to take voice calls, when you are not facing clients daily, if those are not the rules, then it is not required for you to be very fluent in English. It is not required, guys. It is not required. If you're saying that your English is not so good, it's fine. If you are able to communicate or express what you have learned and what you can do for an organization, if you can explain them nicely, that's good enough. If you are going for the roles which are not related to speaking or daily facing clients, if you are not going for that roles, like a developer, like back office processes, like something which is not related to facing clients, not related to calls, as far as you are good in communicating, good to express what you want to say, then it is good enough. Okay. Now, another important thing is like communication is just not speaking English. Many people feel that only speaking English is communication, and once they appear there for an interview, once they appear for an interview, they just keep talking. Guys, that is really not the way to do. What exactly is communication? It should be first you try to listen, then you try to process the information, you try to understand, and then you respond to the interviewer. Then you respond to the interview. That is the process of communication. Listening is also a part of communication. Generally people do is that just without even listening the answer, he goes ahead and says anything. So what that exactly is not a good communication. That can come somewhat into overconfidence. Guys, overconfidence is something that should not be there. If you are overconfidently talking about something, then people may misunderstand you, or people may assume that this person is like not ready to listen, just talking about his own self, just bragging about opportunities, and he is so confident, not sure whether he will gel with the team properly. Then these things will come into picture. And if he is confidently saying so something without listening to anyone whatsoever, and he is talking something which is not right, which is incorrect, then he may end up in looking as a fool. सही है ना? So confidence रहो, communication में you listen, you understand, then you take a pause. Do not take a long pause. You take your time, then you respond. You have that sense of calmness, but at the same time you should have that level of energy as well. So have proper communication. Do not be too fast, guys. Do not be too low. Let there be a proper communication, proper conversation. Don't get much worried because of this, because you all right, you all, if you are in colleges, the people who are already working, they may not face much challenges because they know how to talk. They will communicate with the team, they will communicate with the managers on daily basis, with the teammates. They know the corporate culture, so it won't be a much reason to worry for these people. But the people who are about to go for the first interview, who are still freshers, who are still struggling, these people, for you it is very important about how you communicate. Bring that calmness. Do not worry. The way you speak to your teachers, right? Speak them. Interviewers are nothing different, guys. Speak them with them in the same manner, but just be more professional and more formal. That's it, guys. That's it. There is nothing, no need to worry. And once your one or two sentences goes in good track, then automatically the entire interview goes in a nice manner. So guys, these are some of the important. Now, sensible approach. Guys, let me tell you what about sensible approach. What exactly is it? Guys, if we talk about a work culture, okay, now we spoke about confidence, we spoke about commitment, we spoke about clarity of thoughts, then we spoke about communication, then it is sensible approach. Okay, guys, what sensible approach is? The corporate culture, the we all work for clients. If we talk about corporate things, they get projects from different people, and they all work. So there is commitment, involved. Then at times it happens so that we have to stretch if required. Is because if you are somewhat somehow the project is not getting completed in specific time, then there are chances wherein you will be asked to stretch. You have to work for extended shift for a specific time being. You will be asked whether if required, whether if office requires, if there is if there is something like project deliverables required, if the entire team is stretching, right? If the entire team is working, will it be possible for you to give you some extra hours on that? Will you be in a position to work from home if, for those extra hours if required, or can you be there with the team for few hours, 1 or 2 hours? So it should be you should sensibly say, right? Okay, if required, if the team if it's a team approach, then we have, I'm definitely looking for it. I will definitely give my commitment, and we will, if something is not getting completed in proper time, and if that requires to be extended, I will definitely extend for those few days. Okay, ideally speaking, it is required at sometimes, it is not even required. But what is your approach towards the work? How sensible you are? All these things are taken into consideration. There's another question. Are you ready to extend? A sensible approach, this particular question is there. Then, are you ready to relocate? Yes, are you ready to relocate? Again, you have to be sensible. Okay, you have to be sensible. How does these things work? How does these things work? Okay, if you are, just give me a sec, people. Okay, how does this particular thing work? If you are a person who is working or who got a job in an MNC, then how does things work there? MNCs will work on different projects. They have clients across all locations, and they are not restricted to one specific location. Like Cognizant, it is there in 5 to 6 cities. The Worldwide Network Services, WNS, it is there in cities. TCS is there. Capgemini is there. They are not restricted to one location. So many a times when they hire you, they themselves are not aware about which possible requirement are you expected to be placed, specifically in the case of freshers. Specifically in the case of freshers. If you are experienced, then probably that idea will be available with the people, because they will be interviewing you about for one specific project. That would be a lateral hiring. But if you are joining as a fresher, then ideally speaking, you have to be open for all locations if you are getting interviewed for this particular um, MNCs or companies with relatively big strength, or the companies who have a footprint spread in multiple locations. So now if you are very reluctant and you're saying that, okay, only this location, only this location, only this location, then there is a doubt. The companies actually cannot grant that permission, because if one person comes ahead with that particular request, entire people like 1000, 2000 people are getting selected in one batch. So everyone will come and say about specific locations. So they themselves have restricted approach towards this. So you have to be sensible. You have to be open for different locations if required. So this is somewhat sensibility. And if you are really having some genuine issue, if you really cannot work, then accordingly, just take a call, then just highlight it while speaking that if there is anything here, it would be better. Or if there is anything which you can work around it, then you can work around it accordingly. And once after you join the company, once your training starts, if then something happens, some really family emergency or really something like that, or situation which wherein you can't do anything, then let there be a good approach. Have a discussion with the team man, have a discussion with the human resource people, the global workforce management people. They will be working to place you. Have a discussion with them, and then see how things can work around. Let there be a systematic approach. Okay, so be sensible, guys. Be sensible. Are you ready to extend? Yes. Are you ready to relocate? Yes. Okay. Okay. What else? So be sensible, guys. Be sensible. Do not be too reluctant. Are you? Another question is that, are you ready to work on a different skill set? So how do you answer this question, guys? How are you ready to work on a different skill set is given. So, guys, if as long as you are a fresher, people, ideally speaking, you are just applying for a post of a software engineer. You are till now not a Java developer. You are not a C++ developer, C++.NET. You are not a developer as such. So these people will accordingly just place you in different buckets. They will place you in development skill set. They may place you in IT infrastructure. But if you are into development, just you can tell them that I am somewhat more into development. I'm really interested in development work. So accordingly, they will place you. But if required, if required, if it's a requirement by the company, if you are getting more projects which are into some other skill set, but that should also be very helpful if that skill set is also into development, because development is your core area and your passion is programming. So that is how you have to talk. You have to sensibly talk, because it's going to be a communication, guys. Interview is nothing but a communication. True, Vinay. Yeah, Vinay. That is how you are. That is how you can talk about. Yes, you are saying that you have done your trainings in Java. Yes, you can tell them that you are very passionate about Java. You would like to go for Java if required, because they will be having the different development skills. They will map you for Java if in case they have. But at the same time, if they are saying that, okay, I did my Java, I did this trainings, I'm very passionate about the Java, but if it comes to anything about development as a software developer, I do understand that the company has also different skill sets, different skill sets to cater. If required, I will be ready to work on some other development skill as well. So be sensible, guys. Guys, now attitude. Guys, attitude is like, you should be positive, guys. You should be positive. You should not crib about the situations. So all the questions that we have discussed till now, all the questions like which we have discussed till now, you should be like, it should give a sense to a recruiter that you are a positive person, you have a positive attitude in any given situation. If the situation goes tough, you are a person who can take the team or bring the team up. You should not have, you should not be lousy, you should be energetic, you should be a good team player, and all these things can be understood by the way you talk. So have positive attitude. Okay, just don't be that person who only talks or only brags about himself, because ultimately once you join an organization, you will be working as a team. You cannot do any, okay, you said Subha, right? Team player. Yeah, so here we go. You should have the attitude wherein you will be a good team player. Because if you say something, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, and in an overall interview, if you are giving an approach to the people that you are not a good team player, then it would not be good. Then it would definitely not be good, because you have to work as a team then. If you are having positive attitude, if you are not arrogant, if you are a good person, if you are having a sensible approach, that is the quality of person that people look to get fulfilled. If you are listening, understanding, so these are the qualities, people. Okay, these are the qualities. So you got a call, you were asked these questions, then you cleared this question, then there was a discussion known as just a minute discussion, just a minute session, then you cleared that as well, then you went ahead, then your you all these questions were asked by an HR, you answered those as well. Guys, before going for an interview, mm, qualities to clear an interview. Okay, to clear an interview. Because before going for an interview, prepare well for aptitude. Okay, because companies, they will conduct different aptitude tests. There are a few companies who conduct some tests in the form of games as well nowadays. So Google it. There are some websites who can help you in taking those mock interviews, mock practical aptitude tests. So prepare well for those aptitude tests. Okay, along with that, when it comes to interview, prepare well for aptitude tests. Now just a minute session में aptitude test. What exactly this would be? It would be like reasoning, then your basic grammar, how you are good in mathematicals. All these things will be checked when it comes to aptitude test. So now, okay, so this is your mindset, people. This is how you answer and this is how you speak. But guys, another important thing is like how your approach is, how are you dressed. Okay, these are also again some important aspects when it comes to how you talk. Okay, how you exhibit confidence, how you showcase confidence with the help of your body language, the body language basically. So guys, first of all, note this point. If you are going for an interview, be very punctual. Be punctual for an interview. If you are going for an interview, be punctual. It means that you are respecting others' time. It also means that whenever there will be any meeting which would be scheduled, whenever any meeting will be scheduled, you as a person will attend that meeting. You would be regularly, you will be attending that meeting, and you will be punctual in that meeting. After all, it's an interview and you have to be punctual. Okay, approach towards. Now here what we discussed was qualities. Okay, guys, once we complete this session, I will just share this sheet with the people who have registered. Guys, on YouTube, this thing will be there for a while. This video recording will be there for a while. So if in case anyone has missed it, they can see it there. Okay, so Just think about the things which I have just said, then we will proceed. Your alignment, left alignment, center alignment, left alignment, alignment. Okay, guys. So now here are the qualities that are required, where we can help you in psychological this aspects which can help you in clearing interview. Now we are talking about the approach. How do you approach an interview? Punctuality. Let's make a note of it. Okay. Because you have to be punctual, as I said. Other than that, guys, you have to be well groomed if you are appearing in an interview. People say that, okay, why is it that I want to be myself? Like so many videos going doing rounds in social media that a person, like, you have to be what you are, but that doesn't mean that you are like keeping a ponytail or wearing something in your bracelet in your hand or a chain in your neck or a funky type of dressing, some informal dressing. That can't happen, guys. You know why? There are some videos. I saw some video which was there in social media, social network. I saw it somewhere stating that a person who is wearing a jacket, who is wearing a bracelet, and he appears for that interview, and the person, he clears that interview, and the interviewer selects him because he's having that attitude and he's not ready to change, and he was looking for that attitude. That might be the reason he selected him. But if you are going for an interview which is into a software development, which is into maybe into finance management, if you are maybe a BPS domain, somewhat into a back end process, if you are going for that type of role, that type of personality, that funky style, that colored hair and bracelets and all those things will not be required. You will be expected to be well groomed. You will be expected to be formal dressed, formally dressed. That's why a formal dress is that, because there are many projects in companies. Okay, there are many projects in companies, and clients will come to your organization. Different clients will come to your organization. They will, but if they look at the people, then they will say that, okay, this people, if they seems to be a very formal, and like it gives that feel. So to keep everyone on the same platform, companies with more project have these basic guidelines. That is what we can say. If you are working for a company who is just like who is not a service provider, if you are working for Google itself, if you are working for Oracle itself, it is a company who is not working for other clients. They may be open for different dress codes as well, because they won't be dealing with other clients. They have their own team, they have their own company, and they have their own guidelines, own policy, and that is the new way of working that we talk about. But many companies are expected to for you to wear formal dress. As again, another way of looking at it is, suppose if I am formally dressed, you are also formally dressed, then okay, if you are also formally dressed, if I am also formally dressed, then it would be expected that, this is the general feeling, guys, I would be somewhat more interested, or what we both more are talking about, so it would be somewhat good. Like, the people who are similarly dressed get to gel up more with each other. That is how you form friends, right? That is how you make friends as well. So that is what it is. You should look like a person, you should look also like a person who is somewhat same like you. So if go formally dressed in an interview, okay. Also, guys, be well groomed. Be well groomed. Okay, just give me a sec, guys. Okay, guys, we be well groomed. Okay, be well groomed, because how you look gives the sense of what you are from inside. If you are properly groomed, specifically in an interview, and it gives a sense of, okay, this person is well groomed, is like he would be good, like his personality give talks about himself much. Actually, he starts opening his mouth much before he actually talks. So ensure that you are properly dressed. So once you are there in front of the company, once you start the interview, then what do? You are punctual, you are formally dressed, you are confident. Guys, posture, guys, okay? Do not lean back much, do not bend much. Keep a calm posture, okay? Keep a calm posture, be relaxed, be at normal, be at ease in an interview, okay? Posture, your the way you are there, the way you sit, the way you talk, the way you walk speaks so much about you. If you are nervous, that can be understood. If you are restless, that can be understood. If you are confused, that can be understood. So be nice, be calm, be relaxed, okay? Maintain eye contact, people, okay? Eye contact. सो व्हाई इज दिस रिक्वायर्ड पीपल? इट इज वेरी बेसिक. अगर मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, अगर आप मेरे से बात कर रहे हो, आई विल स्पीक इन योर आईज एंड देन आई विल टॉक, राइट? So that is the basic ethics of talking. Another thing is that it gives an impression. If you are not talking, not looking into the eyes of the people whom you are talking to, not even looking on the eyes of them, then these people will think that, okay, this person is hesitant, he seems that he is lacking confidence, he is not even able to look at your eyes while talking, okay? So these all can be the different interpretations. So maintain an eye contact, maintain a proper eye contact while talking. Some people, what they do is they try to look at the color of the eyes. That is what people do. They try to look at the color of the eyes while talking, just to give a sense of feeling that they are looking into eyes. So I'm not asking you to look into do that. If you're not comfortable, then if you just don't keep staring at the eyes, stating that I am looking into eyes. No, the idea is to just look into the eyes while talking, okay? Then after that, folded folded arms, guys. Do not sit like this. Do not sit like this in an interview. I will tell you. Okay, do not sit like this with folded arms in an interview. It gives a feeling to the person that you are not opening up, or you are just keeping a hiding something, or you are too submissive. Do not use this type of hands while communicating. Don't do like this. It's like you are too submissive, you are just ready to take everything that is being said to you, or you are not opening all to the information. So many things are there, guys, so do not sit with folding arms. Do not be restless, people. Like sit well. Do not keep playing with your legs, do not keep tapping your legs, do not keep playing with your mobile. Be restless, be calm, okay? Be calm, be restless, don't be restless, be composed. That should be the way. Let's just give me a sec, guys. I will just give you a minute of one, just give you a few minutes, just sync up all this information. I will just have a few, I will just have a sip of water. Just be there. Okay, people. So let's continue. So, what all things we covered till now? We covered about basics, how you should keep your mindset, how you should keep your mindset in an interview, how you should present yourself an interview, what should be, how you should talk. So once you take into consideration all these things that we discuss, once you are confident, once you are commitment, once you show your commitment, once you show that you have clarity of thoughts, once you show that you have a good communication, once you show that you are sensible enough to talk, once you show that you have the attitude, the positive attitude, you are a good team player, you are energetic, if you are punctual, if you are formally dressed, well groomed, posture, nice posture, eye contact, folded arm, and do not fold your arms, okay? No folded arms. Then don't be restless. Once you do all these things, right, it would automatically help you to keep yourself calm, and you can build up a discussion that is required in an interview. Build a discussion, guys, okay? Build a discussion. Because interview doesn't mean that someone will ask you and you will be prepared for the answer and you will keep talking, you will keep telling the same answer or repeating some stuff. Interviews are not like that. Interview is supposed to be done in a systematic discussion. Interview is supposed to be done in a systematic discussion so that the person uh, understands it well. Like, it should be a discussion. It should not be that he is answering and you are answering. It should go in smoothly. That is the way how interviews are done. Okay, so we have covered very well, guys. Okay, if you talk, if you think of, if you take all these things into consideration, then automatically you will clear an interview. So we talk about some of the rounds as well, which are conducting in an interview. One was just a minute round, wherein a person is asked to speak for a minute. How do you prepare for that? As you try to talk, okay, preparation, make reading a habit. If you are somewhat not too sound about English, just read, make reading a habit. If your vocabulary is somewhat less, try to read, that would help as well. Try to communicate with the people around in the language which is expected to be used in the time of interview. Then speak in front of a mirror if required. Do these type of things, okay? 5 minutes daily, half an hour daily, and it would be helpful for you. Then it would be like aptitude test. Guys, be prepared for the aptitude test, okay? Be prepared for the aptitude test, your reasoning, your mathematic maths, then your general approach, general reasoning, then grammatical few things. These tests are also there. Be prepared for that. Other than that, guys, group discussion is another way. Group discussion, because group discussion is another way which can, which is used to filter out the people who are good, who are not good. What will a person do if some 50 to 100 people have appeared for the interview, some 100 people have appeared? How will he filter out with the people? Okay, how will he filter out the people, and how will he define that which people are supposed to be selected? The first thing, as we said, communication and confidence people. Irrespective of how good you are technical people, if you are not able to talk, if you are not confident, if your communication is very low, if you are very hesitant, you will not clear the first round itself. So it is important to be to talk. It is important to talk. It is important to communicate what you know. Otherwise things won't work good. So group discussion is another way wherein a person judge how a person reacts in a situation. If it's a group discussion, how he is raising his point, how he can talk, how he can make his point in a discussion, what he can understand from the point of the points which are there discussed, how does he analyze those points, and then how he responds. So, right, group discussion is important, guys. So there are few companies who will use this particular thing to filter out the crowd. Or if your role is somewhat which is more into wherein you are a part, you are expected to be a part of meetings, you are there to supposed to take a major call, you are there to, if you are in your job profile is somewhat there where you are required to be in meetings and make some decisive decisions, then also group discussions would be there. It is not everywhere, but yes, these are a few things wherein group discussions will be there. Other than that, guys, then there will be a technical round. टेक्निकल राउंड, तो टेक्निकल राउंड के बारे में गाइस इतना तो नहीं बोल सकेंगे अपन. यू बी प्रिपेयर्ड, you be prepared. If you are into development, if you are into IT stuff, there are so many websites which are available which are helping you to prepare. If you have experience, then definitely you have experience. You have experience, so you know what you are, what you have done in your organization, what you have done in your organization, what your experience is. You know all these things. So you know all these things. So be prepared for that. Technical round prepare करो, एक अपना अपना बराबर confidence बताओ. Do all these things which I have just said till now, and you would find that things would be better. Guys, another interview is that another thing is that V&A round, voice and assent round. Okay, guys, I will share this link with you. Okay, and A. Just for your reference, this sheet I will share it with you. I will give the access to the people, all those who have registered. V and A round. Guys, what exactly is this round? Because there is basically there would be a recording. There would be a recording. Questions would be placed in would be there in a device. It would be a telephone device itself. Then the recording would be asking you some questions, and you have to accordingly respond. Then this thing will check how you smooth, how your flow in communication is, then how you respond, whether you are getting stuck, whether your modulation, your flow is not properly smooth or properly going. So for example, right, Deloitte may V&A round were compulsory. Okay, voice and round discussions were compulsory. The process which they were following is just a minute session, then उसके बाद में aptitude test था, if I'm not wrong, then V&A session. So you have to clear this round, और उसके बाद जो है then comes your technical or other rounds. And these things are there for everyone, whatever you are approaching, like grammar, like finance के requirements के लिए भी approach करो, या कोई भी requirements के लिए भी approach करो. This thing was very much required. So one secret about this is this. Then this voice and assent round में एक question रहता है, speak about something for a minute or so. Okay, guys, let me tell you one secret. This thing will not actually listen to what you are speaking about. Okay, this thing will not actually listen to what you are speaking about. This thing, this system will just track the flow, how you are speaking, how you are communicating. So there is a secret, guys. So just keep your flow good, normal, and you will clear this particular round as well. So V&A राउंड रहता है, फिर उसके बाद जो रहता है आप लोग के टेक्निकल राउंड तो हो गए. टेक्निकल राउंड को जस्ट गिव मी टेक्निकल राउंड को नीचे आते हैं. फिर क्या होगा, हाँ, टेक्निकल राउंड होगा, फिर उसके बाद में ऑप्स राउंड होगा. इफ रिक्वायर्ड टेक्निकल राउंड 2 होता है, इफ रिक्वायर्ड देन ऑपरेशंस राउंड. ऑपरेशंस राउंड जो होता है बेसिकली इट्स द मैनेजर, इट्स द मैनेजरियल राउंड. ऑप्स राउंड, मैनेजरियल राउंड जो भी है ये होगा, या फिर मैनेजरियल राउंड. सो यहाँ पर जो है द पर्सन अंडर हुज टीम विल यू बी वर्किंग, that person will come and he will have this interview with you. So he will, because as you will be working with his team, you have already cleared the technical round. So what exactly he will try to understand, he will again try to understand all those things which we have already discussed about how good you are with your communication, whether you will be stable with the organization, whether you will be communicated with the organization, will you be flexible if required, will you learn and work on new skill sets if required, what exactly all those things, will you extend if required, because it will, these are his KRAs. These are the KRAs to fulfill the requirements, to fulfill the task, to execute, or to make the task productive, to make you guys productive, to make you efficient, to complete the given task. It is all his KRAs as a team manager. So he will see about a person how good he is. So guys, whatever we just discussed about the qualities, like communication should be good, commitment should be there, clarity of thought would be there, you should be sensible, you should have positive attitude. If in case you show these things in an interview, in an ops round, in a managerial round, you will be selected, guys. You will be cleared. उसके बाद जो आता है, then at times, right, HR round is the final HR round. Many a times HR people and managers, they do it together as well. At times they do it together as well. यहाँ पर the manager, the HR, either manager or either HR will talk also something about your salary. So how do you answer these people? Okay, and HR round, maybe HR will also try to see the level of commitment that you have, whether you will stick to organization in the long run. So he will also understand all these things. So all the questions which will be asked, right, irrespective of whatever the question is, it should give a sense that you are a good person, you are a confident person, you are a committed person, you are a sensible person, you are a good person at large. फिर यहाँ पर they will talk about the salary, guys. Okay, I say you should know your worth. If you are experienced people, right, you should know your worth, how much you do, how much you should you should be paid. You should know everything about it. For example, if you are working on a particular skill set, if you're working for 5 years on a specific skill set, before going an interview, you should do proper analysis about the skill set that you are working on, whether it is a niche skill set, whether it is a general skill set, whether the candidates of your skill set are easy to find by, how much you have been working as experience, how much experience of 5 years person with your with your skill set gets in the market. Do all this analysis, and accordingly place the numbers in the call. Do not speak too less, do not give all like figures which are not at all acceptable. Do analysis on all these things and give valuable positive numbers accordingly. Give accordingly numbers, and that is how it should be. Do not overgive or do not undergive, but you should know your value. You should know your value, and accordingly you should talk. Do not just cut off the discussion then and there itself. No, I want only this figure. If organization is not ready to give, they will try to negotiate, they will try to do something less. Just see how things are working, how things are favorable for you, and accordingly have a discussion. And for freshers, right, for freshers, generally there are market standards which are used in an organization, and accordingly people are given salaries. For example, if a person is hired from a campus, or it's a tier 1 college, generally their salaries are a bit more. The salaries are a bit more. So you can say that, give me according to the company standards, give me according to the market standard, but please keep it in a top bracket or in a upper bracket. It would be a very helpful for me. So no, this is what you can talk about. So that is how it should be. So guys, do all these things, फिर उसके बाद राउंड हो जाएगा, then you will get cleared. फिर that is how it would be. So do all these things in an interview, and it would help you to clear the interview. Okay, it would help you to clear the interview. There's another important thing is that when it comes to speak about yourself, okay, the first question that the people ask in an interview, introduce yourself. Guys, I have seen people talking for 15 minutes about introduce yourself or tell me something about yourself. Guys, this is not the way. You cannot talk for 15 minutes for introducing yourself. And how the person was talking for 15 minutes is he was having some 15 years of experience. And what he was doing is, in that particular question, introduce yourself, tell me or something about yourself, he was talking about his experience, his past experience, which organizations he worked, everything. That is not required. Tell me something about yourself or introduce something about yourself should be a question which should be answered in 2 lines, 2 to 3 lines. That's it. If you are a fresher, just tell them that where you belong to. If you are a fresher, tell them that where you belong to, or what was your percentage in your graduation, or something like that. If you have a good percentage, then talk about the percentage. If you are an average, or if it is like not that much which is worth highlighting, just talk about where you belong to. Just go talk about your qualification. Just talk about your project or internship that you worked on, something like that. Just overview. Do not go drilled into it, and talk about your passionate towards your technology. Like first of all, I completed my education from University of Pune. I did this internship, and I did this internship when I was in the college. I want to be a passionate. I'm very passionate about Java programming. I want to be a Java engineer. I'm just looking forward to work with you people. So somewhat like this, keep it restricted. Do not just keep exploring it or keep talking more about it, because there will be other things which you will, wherein you can, other questions will be there wherein you can talk about or your experience. Like, take me through your resume, take me through your what you did throughout your resume, tell me through your experience what you have done. Those questions will be asked. Take me through your profile, then you can talk about, okay, this was my past experience. I completed this. And if you are experienced people, okay, if you are experienced, then you can talk about, I have been working in this particular skill set from last 15 years. I started it in way back in 2007. Gradually I learned, and I have been learning since then, and that is what brought me here, something like that. So do not elaborate too much, do not extend the discussion too much, keep it 2 to 3 liners. Be confident and talk. The first question is very important, because that will help you in setting the tone. As we have answered this particular question right in our YouTube channel as well, the people who are not there in our YouTube channel, or who are not referring to the YouTube channel, just refer that the learnings which have been shared in those channels are very good. Okay, so this is what, when it comes to interview preparation, guys. Now let's talk about video interview. Okay, let's talk about how to clear a video interview, because most of the companies have created a platform, have created a forum wherein they the module or a system wherein video interviews are conducted. In fact, even for campus interviews, companies are conducting video interviews. So guys, how you prepare for that, we will talk about that, guys. Okay, there is nothing much to worry. One thing that goes in your favor is that you are not alien to technology. What I mean by that, guys, okay? You're not alien, you are not new to the technology. You know, you have WhatsApp calls, you have Zoom calls, so you know how to talk. The people, it would have been altogether a different thing if someone would have all asked you to approach for a video interview some 10 years back, because that time the technology was not that robust. So you are, there's nothing for you to worry much about it. But there are a few things that you have to prepare. As you do in any interview, prepare well in advance. Let's prepare well in advance about for the particular interview. How will you prepare, guys? As much as possible, use the laptop or use the desktop. Keep it as a proper height. It should not be like this, guys. Okay, people, it may go good with some people, it may not go good with some people. It's better to keep it at a height which is like face to face kind of height. Set this thing well. Try to arrange a laptop. Keep it charged, people, keep it charged. Many people, it happens so that while speaking, right, after you make all these efforts, you reach for that interview, and what if technical things happens and you somewhat just gets rejected, or you the interview just goes off. It should not happen, right? So keep your laptop well charged. Check your network. Check your network. If you have a LAN connection, check your LAN connection. If you do not have a laptop, see if you could arrange one from someone. Keep it charged. The room, okay, keep it charged. Okay, let the area wherein you are about to be conducting an interview, let there be no disturbance in that. Okay, let there be no awkward movements. Tell your family that you are about to go for an interview, so that unexpected things doesn't happen. So do this basic thing. Okay, this is about preparing for an interview. So do these basic things. If possible, we see if you can have a router as well. If anything, if you are the person who have been facing some challenges with router or internet connections in your area, see if you can do something about backup as well, guys. And once then the meeting starts, right, uh, just see that you have set a proper background. Okay, if in case you are supposed to share your screen, let there be a good decent background that is set. Let there be a good decent background. Other than that, guys, if in case you do not type something or that, then a screensaver comes, right? Then a screensaver comes, it acts as a distraction. So if in case you have set up a screensaver at some less amount, less time, just try to increase that particular duration, so that the screensaver doesn't comes. Guys, another thing is that if you have some apps, installed in your system on Facebook or something like that, then these things will give you notifications, right? It again acts as disturbance. So log off in this particular apps. Few people suggest to create into altogether a different session for interviewing, different login ID itself for interviewing. But log off to all these apps, let there be no disturbance. First of all, disturbance नहीं रहना है वो किए, okay? फिर उसके बाद जो है guys, practice, check with the person what system will be used for conducting an interview. If it's a Skype, if it's a company system which they work on, if there is any Explorer, just try to see that you have login IDs in place for that particular system. For example, if you are not having if someone is saying to do a Skype round, just log into Skype, see that your login ID is properly in place and you have not used the Skype for a long time. Just see that what are the buttons, just get familiar with it, okay? This is what it is guys. फिर उसके बाद जो है your interview will start. Your interview will start, then it would be like the way, while having a face-to-face discussion, the way we look in the eyes of a person while having a discussion, here you have to look in the camera. That gives a feeling to a person that you are looking in the camera. It gives a feeling like you are looking in his eyes and talking, because camera में देख के बात करें तो it's like looking at him. Prepare before starting an interview. एक दो बार prepare कर लो. Prepare yourself. Just do a mock interview with someone or so. Just rehearse, and that's it. People do these things, and things will automatically be good. Things will automatically be good. And speaking skills, ये वो थोड़ा सा अपना brush up कर लो if you are supposed to work on that. And guys, another important thing is that if you are not too if you're not too good when it comes to speaking in English, there is no need to worry. I have already said this thing. No need to worry. Be confident and just communicate well. Just explain them what you are. If you are properly able to communicate with them with the limited knowledge that you have, with the limited expertise on language that you have, it's well and good. It's good. It's fine. But do not be overconfident, guys. Do not be overconfident in this case as well. Having confidence and nicely smoothly talking is a key. So guys, these are the things that I thought of covering today. So hope it goes well with you. Start practicing all these things. Start practicing all these things. People who are as a part of paid group, there are a few folks who have registered for us. Then ensure that whatever the links are being shared with you, you are putting all these things into practice, step by step, step by step. We have done a lot, like first day may cover letter, resume, then second day may areas how to apply for interviews, then LinkedIn, then fourth how to prepare for an interviews, guys. And day after tomorrow, for all the people who have registered, right, I will be sending a form with you. I will be blocking your time of half an hour for each of you. Just see if you are aware at that time. We will work together, and that would be a time wherein we will conduct a mock interview. I will conduct a mock interview. If there are any queries further, you can just raise those things to me as well. And when it comes to today, this particular Excel sheet, right? Qualities to clear an interview, then qualities to clear an interview, then this particular stuff that the psychology to clear an interview, then rounds of interview. I will be sharing this sheet with you as well, and just try to put all these things into practice and you will feel the difference, guys. Okay, so all those who are there with us and all those who are on the YouTube who will see this video, guys, put all these things into practice. Specifically, you are not able to clear interviews, put all these things into practice and you will see the change, people. So that's it from my end today, people. That's it from my end today. We will catch up soon somewhere in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.